Hey, this is Big T and Little T, a Star Wars podcast. Welcome to episode 82. Today we're going to be talking about Ghostbusters, Afterlife, and so much more. So for those watching on YouTube, you're going to have to turn into the podcast because it's going to be a little bit more with me and Little T, Trent. But right now you get me, Big T. This is Todd Hoffman. And so we are going to be talking about Ghostbusters Afterlife. Yeah, I really didn't really have any expectations going into this film. But I thought, hey, this would be something cool for Trent to check out. The original Ghostbusters happened many, many years ago in the 80s. And there's been a couple reboots and stuff like that. There was the film female-driven one, I believe in 2018, or I think that's when it came out. But uh, pretty interested when I first saw the trailer, and I'm just gonna pull this up on the old Wikipedia. But basically, this is one of those COVID kind of casualties that happened because I believe this one. If I look at the wiki here, okay, so it kind of says the following here. Again, just coming right from Wikipedia here, but it was originally it was cast in new cast was announced in July of 2019, but in film took place in July to October 2019. But this was delayed four times based on everything that happened with COVID and everything that was going on with the theaters and all that kind of stuff. So it finally released on November 19th of 2021. And yeah, it's really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. You're going to get Trent's opinion on it very shortly. But what's interesting about this film, it pretty much follows the Force Awakens plot, if that makes sense. So, what this really is um, something that I would say that the Force Awakens was trying to do is like carry on got these new characters, you kind of get the world setting, but also you have that anchors of the original cast. And Ghostbusters Afterlife pretty much fits that same model. So you have uh, Jason Reitman, who wrote and or helped write this and direct this, and he has the nostalgic thing going on. He also brings in some of the original cast. Well, not some, pretty much all the original cast, but also has investment in some of the new characters that are in this film. And dare I say this? I'm going to say this. I think it executes better than Force Awakens. They got all the beats right from the original Ghostbusters. Again, like for me, I am a fan of Ghostbusters. I've seen Ghostbusters 1 and 2, but I didn't see the reboot with the all-female cast. But it's been a hot minute since I've watched Ghostbusters, but I know, the basics, of Ghostbusters, but I wouldn't say I'm a hardcore fan. But going into this film, I was excited. And with this, it really just hit all the right buttons for me. I was really scared. Obviously, it's PG-13. Having a younger, person, I was like, oh, I don't know if this is going to be something appropriate. And it actually wasn't, it wasn't, there was probably one or two parts that was like a little scary, but overall, Ghostbusters has kind of that whimsical, funny feel to it. So this is not like some kind of, I'm taking, it's not like a slasher or like a Walking Dead intensity for Trent, but it's still ghost and scariness and stuff like that. So I was a little uh, cautious on that, but for at least for my son and what we thought, he could handle it, and he actually really did enjoy it. And again, like I just told him, hey, if you get scared, just you could either close your eyes or just, I'll tell you what's happening or whatever. And there was like only one or two parts that was a little scary for him. So, but overall, I mean, it just hit all the right buttons for me, and I just loved the direction. And there's this one part. Well, let's just get into the main plot is. Um, there is a single mother with two children, and we find out that they're related to the dirt farmer, which is something that we kind of figure out, oh, okay, this is like Spengler from the original movie. And they go to, I believe it's Oklahoma. It's just in Nowheresville kind of place. And they kind of figure out kind of the what's going on here. And so there's a little discovery part of like the past, and then we get kind of this kind of reboot of like, okay, what's happening with this new family and some of the legacy stuff. So you get kind of like, oh, we get all the kind of get to see proton packs and all that kind of stuff. So and you get to see the traps, and so there's a little nostalgia bit. And obviously, even from the trailers that we saw, we got to see the Stay Puft Marshall Man. We knew the kind of demon dog is in there and that kind of thing. So we're just finding out stuff about that. And so yeah, it's a pretty decent film. And then you get a little nostalgia, kind of like the Millennium Falcon with Echo One. We get to see that a little bit. So yeah, it is pretty fun. And then there's even a part with Phoebe, who's the granddaughter of Spengler, and she meets a kid that's her name Podcast because he does a podcast. So Trent and I kind of dug that, obviously, because we do podcasts. But yeah, it was just like super, super cool. And I'm not going to get too much into the details, but all I'm going to say is like the end was so much better executed, I think, bringing in the original cast with the new folks. And I don't know. I just thought it was really much better executed than The Force Awakens, even though it kind of followed the same beats as The Force Awakens. So there you have it. Real high level spoiler kind of thing about Ghostbusters Afterlife. But I'm going to bring in my little buddy Trent, and we're going to talk through some of the cool stuff that we saw during the what we did this weekend and what he thought about the movie and all that kind of fun stuff. So I'm going to tell myself to hit that button to do that thing, and we'll catch you soon. All right.